Oh, sorry. Hey guys, it is currently midnight, and I remember there was a video idea that I've been wanting to do, and I also posted on my Instagram asking if maybe you guys would want to see it, and a lot of people gave me a lot of positive feedback saying that they would like to see a video. So I posted on my story to ask me questions about the specific topic, and the topic that is in question today and what I'm going to be doing a Q&A over is the topic of being a 21-year-old in college and being sober. I think that there are a lot of ideas in people's heads about college and having a fun college experience and going out to parties, going out doing all this stuff. But as someone who is living the college life and is actually about to graduate her undergrad, I think that it's something I want to talk about being someone who is sober in college and still having those experiences. And I'm going to be answering the questions that you guys sent in on my Instagram. Also, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is at nat_fam_. Sometimes I post stuff on there about my YouTube channel, so if you guys would like another Q&A about any other subject, please let me know. You can DM me, you can comment on one of my posts. I'd be more than willing to possibly float the idea and also get you guys to ask me questions that you guys want to know about. There are a lot of things I think about me that I don't necessarily share. I have a hard time sharing because it just doesn't really come to my brain to share, so getting you guys to ask me questions is a nice way for me to answer them and get you guys to get to know who I am a little bit better. So the format of this video is not just going to be a Q&A, but also a get ready with me and get to know me video, because you guys are going to get to know me a little bit better. Let's get ready at midnight to go nowhere just to answer questions. Okay guys, I put in my contacts already, as you guys can see. Also, by the way, if I keep looking that way, it's because my phone is right next, like on this side of my desk, and my phone has all the Q&A questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram. To start, I'm going to put on foundation. I'm doing a skin tint because it's midnight, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to do a full face, like full coverage makeup right now. Oh, also I got a burn on my hand. I was making a pizza by myself and I burned my hand. Since there are not a lot of questions, because I'm obviously not like a big influencer, I don't have a lot of subscribers, I don't have as many questions asked by my followers as like maybe like a bigger YouTuber, because like, you know, when you watch other YouTubers Q&A videos, there's like so many questions and people are like submitting so many things, and I'm not one of those big YouTubers, so I don't have a lot of questions that people ask me, but I have a few. First question is, how has it been balancing the double major? Well, if you guys don't know this, I am currently a senior. I'm currently a 4th year undergrad, and also starting already my 1st year of my master's, and I'll be done with my master's in a year, but I'll be done with my undergrad this spring, and I'm a double major in biology and psychology. Even though this question it doesn't innately relate to being sober and 21 in college, I do think that it's important to mention that as someone who does have a more rigorous schedule in terms of academics, I do find myself having less time for social life, not being able to go out as much with friends and things like that. While there is like this idea that college is supposed to be all fun and you have all these experiences of going to parties and going out with friends and stuff like that and having this sense of freedom, there are a number of people who don't ever experience a college experience like that. I was lucky enough to be able to find a group of friends my sophomore year and be able to have certain experiences similar to that, where I got to go out, I got to do all of those things with my friends. For me and who I am, and because I have so much on my plate, I don't find myself wanting to go out super late or being out all of the time, because something about my college anyway, a lot of people go out on Thursday and Saturday, and some people, if you're older, go out on Friday, and that's 3 days, okay? With my schedule, I cannot be going out 3 days every week because I have to wake up early in the morning, I have classes, I have a lot of other responsibilities I have to deal with, I have a dog, I have a relationship, I have all of these other things that maintaining this life of going out is not really one of my priorities. And yes, it's fun. I think like while you're young, live it up, do what you want. It's not necessarily a priority for me, but I do like to hang out with my friends, and there are some of my friends who do like to do stuff like that. So I do end up going out and balancing that with the double major, balancing that with the academics portion of college is important. I think that I have several friends who balance a very rigorous schedule as STEM majors or as majors that require more classes, early morning classes, late night classes, etc. And also on top of that have work, but they still manage to do it. I think everybody's different. You just gotta learn what your balance is. That's not something that I think that I'd be capable of doing. Also, it's a personal choice that I don't think that is as fun for me. It's just not really something that I feel a need to, especially with everything else I have going on and wanting to maintain all the other things that I'm juggling at the same time. I think that's a pretty good question. Obviously, it wasn't like innately about the topic, but I think it was a good question. And then someone else asked, how do you deal with going out with friends who like to drink or smoke? I don't really think I have to deal with it. You know what I mean? I think like to each their own. I think everybody makes the decisions that they want to make, and when you're in college, one of the big things that people want to feel is like they're an adult. And I don't think that it's in my right to tell somebody or make somebody stop doing something that they enjoy just because I don't enjoy it. Just because I don't enjoy it doesn't mean that I think that other people shouldn't. I don't enjoy it because something about me is, even though I am Asian, I do have a high tolerance for alcohol, and so as a result, it's not that I have never dabbled or tried, it's just that it takes me a lot longer to feel the feeling that my friends are feeling when we're hanging out and drinking or etc. socially. I also don't enjoy the taste or the sensation of alcohol. It's not for me. The hangover is horrid. For me, it's a personal choice to not drink, and a personal choice is just that. Personal. It has nothing to do with other people. It has nothing to do with the choices other people are making. It is a choice that I made, and I don't want to control what my friends are doing or control the environment when the decision and my will is stronger than feeling peer pressured. I think there are other people out there who would feel peer pressured or would have a harder time saying no to doing these types of things because their friends are doing it. And I think that's fine, to each their own. I think you just need to know your strengths and need to know who you are and your friends. If that's something that makes you uncomfortable, there are alternatives, you know? While they're drinking alcohol, you can just get a glass of water or a glass of juice or coffee or another drink. For example, if you watched my Halloween video, I was drinking coffee. I love coffee. I love sweet drinks. You can drink something different. You can bring your own drink. You can bring a soda. You can just drink one of their chasers instead of actually drinking the alcohol. So then you still feel like you're part of the fun. I'm a strong believer that you can still have fun without feeling drunk. I like to be sober so that then I can make sure everybody is okay, everybody's still having fun, and it's just the way that I am. And I also have a lot of trouble with control, so I like to be conscious and sober. Another person asked, how did turning 21 feel if you don't indulge in the things that 20-year-olds are excited about? This is a wonderful question. When I turned 21, I was away from home, away from friends. I was on a trip with a whole bunch of strangers for a course for school, and I celebrated my 21st birthday with people I did not know. I would have really preferred if I could have spent my birthday with the people that I care about and I know care about me, and don't judge me for my decision to not drink. And it's not that these people that I went on the trip with did judge me, it's just that I felt very isolated. I think that depending on the circumstance and the environment, there will sometimes be people who don't agree with your decision or don't understand. And these people that I went on a trip with, they were very kind and understanding and really happy about me turning 21. Because I was turning 21, we went out to celebrate. And I think people can be very different when they're intoxicated than when they're sober. On my birthday, I felt very alone. Everybody who was there started to not really think about me or be there for me on my birthday. Because you know, a birthday is supposed to be a time that you're supposed to feel special, you're supposed to feel loved, and that the people around you are there for you because it's your birthday. But I didn't really get that experience because everybody else was so busy and worried about enjoying themselves that I didn't quite feel like my birthday was something that I was enjoying. And to make it worse, I felt left out because of the fact that I am sober. Hey guys, editing Nat here. I just wanted to come in and explain something because while I'm editing I realized the way that I explained it didn't quite make any sense to me, and I feel like I should clarify a little bit. But on my birthday, because it's a 21st birthday, everybody wanted to go out and get drinks. So we ended up going out to a bar to get drinks and some appetizers and stuff. All I really wanted for my birthday was to be able to spend time with everybody, to feel like, you know, at least for my 21st birthday, because I'm not drinking, at least I have a whole bunch of people to celebrate with. At least I'm making this big thing so that then it doesn't feel like because I don't drink, I'm missing out. So I wanted to make it a big celebration. I started to feel like alone and left out because everybody was drinking and everybody was sort of not necessarily treating it as like celebrating me or my birthday, but instead they were more using it as what it felt like, an excuse to drink and to get drunk with a whole bunch of people instead of being there for me. So as a result, they had like conversations with each other and nobody spoke to me at all. The whole entire night, nobody talked to me, and it was kind of heartbreaking. I felt so alone. I felt so left out. I felt like maybe it's my fault. Maybe like, what if like if I were drinking right now, would people actually be talking to me? Would I be important? Is my birthday not important enough? If I wasn't even here, would anybody even care? And the truth is they wouldn't. And I knew that because they wanted to go out more and they tried to convince me to go with them as an excuse to allow them to keep going out. But I kept wanting to go home. Like, I didn't want to be out anymore because honestly my feelings were hurt. And I didn't know how to explain this to a group of strangers who are all drunk and drinking and not even willing to talk to me, if they were even going to listen to me. And because of who I am, because I'm technically a pushover, I'm a people pleaser, I can't help it, I ended up going out even longer with them, and I broke down crying in front of these strangers. I broke down crying and I couldn't even explain to them why I was so upset, because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. I didn't want to make them feel bad when they were making me feel bad the whole time, making me feel like I was making a bad decision, like I wasn't important, like me turning 21 wasn't a big deal. But it is. Even if I cannot drink, even if I cannot do all those things, it's still a big deal to me. And it made me want to be around the people that I knew cared about me, that I knew didn't judge me for the decisions that I made for not drinking. It didn't make me feel like I was left out because I wasn't, but because I don't know them very well, because I'm not close friends with them, because I'm not as vital in their lives. And after this trip, no, we're not going to talk to each other anymore. It didn't matter to them, you know? I don't know what that was. I think that's like a new feature of the Mac Mini. It's weird, but yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not upset at anybody. That's just how I ended up feeling. I don't think that anyone was wrong. I don't blame anyone for the situation. It's just how I felt, and it was a learning experience for me to know that not everybody will be understanding or accepting. And it's not that they weren't understanding or weren't kind about it. They were nice about it. They weren't forcing me to do anything. They weren't peer pressuring me to drink or anything like that. But just because they're not doing those things does not mean that they're not isolating me out or excluding me out because I am not drinking. I think that some environments and some places and situations, as someone who is sober and 21 and in college and surrounded by people who are also in college who are just wanting to enjoy their own lives, there will be moments where you feel left out, isolated, and like you wish you could join in. I think that's more than normal. There was a part of me that was starting to feel like, when I turn 21, is it even important if I don't even like to do the things that everybody else likes to do? And I doubted myself, and I genuinely felt like I was missing out. I'm not someone who is normally easy to feel like I need to do something or feel peer pressured. I know who I am, I know what I want with my life, and I don't find myself feeling the need to do what other people are doing most of the time. But in that moment, because of what, you know, society and the people around me say about turning 21 and being excited about being 21 and how it's so related and tied with alcohol and other things that you can finally do when you're an adult, I genuinely started to question and feel alone. Now that, you know, my birthday has passed, now that I am out of that place, I feel the ability to reflect and know that that wasn't my fault. And that's not how I feel. If I were to give any advice to anybody who is turning 21 and doesn't drink, doesn't indulge in those things because whatever reasons, don't let the people around you control the way that you think and don't let society or the scenario or the situation sway you from what you believe in. And honestly, you don't have to go out on your 21st birthday. You can honestly just have a nice dinner with some friends and get cake. You can do something fun. You don't have to do all of those things that other people normally do when they turn 21. I hope that if there's anyone out there who's turning 21 or has turned 21 and still feels the pressure of the people around them trying to get them to drink and trying to get them to do all of these things that they don't want to do or you don't believe in, then honestly, like, maybe these people don't really see you for who you are. And this is a boundary that you should set and let people know. The next question I got asked is, do you ever find yourself wanting to break sobriety? Honestly, other than my birthday, no, I don't. I don't find myself attracted to the idea of drinking. I've had my time and my testing, and I've tried different things because, you know, in college, that's what people say you should do. You should test things out, see what you like, see what you don't. And it's not for me. So no, I don't ever find myself wanting to break sobriety. I don't think that's a thought that really passes through my mind. I think that there will always be scenarios or situations similarly to my birthday where there is a possibility that I will question it, that I will second guess my decision and maybe think, maybe I should. I can't really make myself feel bad for thinking that way because I am still young and I am human. I have the ability to be swayed by other people. There is a possibility that there will be a situation where I feel like, you know, left out, and that's because I'm human and I experience FOMO, you know. I can confidently say that so far, no, I haven't really. And I don't normally let other people affect the decisions I make for my own well-being because I know myself better than other people, and not everybody has good intentions for you. So no, I don't ever feel the need to. Has sobriety given you a unique perspective on how college life is being off? Sorry, my eyebrows are already done. My camera died again. In media, there is a portrayal of living and being in college where you have to engage in, or it's part of the lifestyle to go out all the time, go to house parties. It's surrounded around sex, it's surrounded around alcohol, it's surrounded around other drugs of other sorts, but that's not the case. Not for everybody. I think there are some people maybe who do all of those things in college, and that's to each their own. I think a lot of the situation, a lot of the case is that people are working really hard to get an education. There are other people who are first generations in their family who don't prioritize living that type of lifestyle, but instead prioritize school and getting a job and getting money for providing for people in their family, because not everybody has the luxury to not think about those sorts of things. Also, a lot of us have jobs to try to get through school. A lot of us have other responsibilities we have to get done in order to survive in the world, not just in college. And having those experiences, I don't think that a lot of people consider them to be a luxury, but it is. I think it's a luxury to be able to go out and spend time with your friends and have alcohol and drink and have all of these moments and intimate times with your friends. It's a luxury, but I do think that the portrayal or understanding of what college life is has been changed slightly because of media, because of what we think about alcohol, because of our relationship with alcohol in our society, things like that. And I just think that college life being portrayed this way is not exactly true. And I think there are a lot of important aspects of college and important aspects of your relationship with other people and the experiences in college that don't involve alcohol, that don't involve all of that. Because I think, at least for me, most of my life revolves around school. I'm stressed most of the time. I'm studying most of the time. I'm spending time with friends at coffee shops and just chatting and living life with people. I'm not just, you know, going out to parties and worried about sex and drugs and etc. like they do in Euphoria or in shows. That type of drama is just not something that I find important. But there are people in college who are that way, and I think that to each their own. Everybody has different experiences, but if you go into college thinking that that's what you're gonna get and you are not that type of person, you may not get that experience. And I don't think that that means you're missing out or that you're not getting the full college experience. It's that everybody has different experiences because we're people, we're real people, not people directed in a show. Okay. Let's see what else. Somebody else asked, if you don't mind me asking, why did you choose to be sober? I don't mind you asking. I chose to be sober because, well, actually, I kind of explained this already. It's not something that I enjoy, and also it wasn't really contributing or taking anything away from my life, so stopping and choosing not to partake didn't really make any difference in my life or in my friendships, which made me realize just how much my friends cared about me and how much I enjoyed hanging out with them without feeling like I was being judged in any way. Don't really get the same thrill that a lot of other people do because it takes me so long to get drunk, or it takes me so long to feel the same way that my friends feel. And I also find myself having equally as much fun, and actually more fun, when I'm not intoxicated, when I'm hanging out with my friends. Once in a while, I think it's nice to hang out with your friends, and if you are someone who does drink, I think it's actually a really thrilling feeling to try at least once to hang out with your friends while everybody else is drinking and not drink. I know that sounds weird, and it is kind of nice to know that you're in control of your needs or your want to, drink or be intoxicated. Also to know that you're not relying on this thing to have fun or to be with your friends. Obviously not everybody would be comfortable with this. Not everybody would be able to do this. But I do think that it's a nice experience to have. Someone else asked, can you speak about the self-discipline or mindfulness it takes to be sober? I think it takes a lot. I know that this whole time I've been talking about how I don't really feel the need or feel it pressure to drink, or feel ever a moment where I feel like I want to break sobriety. And I know I've been saying that, but the truth is everybody has their down days, And I think, yes, the self-discipline to be sober when you are in college is difficult. I think that it's a conscious decision to make. I don't really have an addictive personality, so I can't really speak to those who feel a need to drink. I can't really speak to that. So in terms of self-discipline, I think for me it's not super difficult. I've lived most of my life sober, so it hasn't been that big of a change for me. So I don't feel the pressure or the need to. Some people have a harder time becoming sober after they've started drinking, and keeping being sober is always going to be hard on a certain level when you hang out with people who aren't. But I always remind myself that everyone's decision is their own, and I can't allow other people to affect the decisions I'm making for my own well-being and my own health. I want to live a long time. I want to be able to see a family that I create grow and be happy and know that I did that. I have 2 more questions. All of these questions are a little bit the same. The next question is, has it affected your social life or interactions? Sometimes. There are some people who, when I tell them that I'm sober and I don't drink, they're like, what? How is that possible? Why would you do that? Have you ever tried? I'd like to see you drink. You should drink. And then there's also the other people who are understanding, and they're like, oh, that's okay. You don't have to. Would you feel uncomfortable if I did around you? Which the answer is no. If you don't want me asking, why did you decide to be sober? Things like that. But people are most of the time understanding. There's just a few people who are a little bit more pushy and trying to get you to drink, trying to peer pressure you into having fun with them. Not in a malicious way. It's not something that they partake in. They are not sober. They enjoy drinking a lot. They have a specific lifestyle that I don't have. I always believe in the saying, treat others the way you want to be treated. And if I don't judge other people, that means I also don't want to be judged. But just because they judge me, or that they want me to do the thing that they do, or they can't understand why I made the decision that I made, does not mean that I'm doing anything wrong or that I should feel swayed. I don't think that that's a determinant of whether or not they can be my friend. I think I can be friends with anyone, and their decision to drink is not affecting me in any way, and my decision not to is not affecting them in any way. And if they feel that it is, and if they feel that they don't want to hang out with me because I can't be their drinking buddy or etc., then that's a choice that they made. That's alright, because each person is different and maybe we weren't meant to be friends. I obviously don't appreciate when there are people out there who are like, oh my god, you should, I just want to see you drunk. I've never seen you drunk before. I'd like to see it. All this stuff, and you're pressuring me. I obviously don't appreciate that. I wish that people wouldn't say that, but there will be people out there who say rude things or have their own opinions about the decisions that I've been making or that I do make. I understand why saying that I'm sober, saying that I don't want to partake in alcohol sounds weird as a college student, as a 21-year-old. Like, I get why that would throw some people off, and I know that that shouldn't affect me and my decisions, and I don't let it. But in terms of social interactions, most of the time everybody's really kind about it. Everybody's really understanding. You know what it is that you want and your goals and what you believe in, and you keep that always in your mind's eye. Your brain and your willpower will not allow other people to make you feel bad for the choices you are making for your own well-being. And also, like, don't let the thoughts and the ideals that other people have affect your decision. I have one more question you guys asked me, and I have my lip stuff here. Let's see, what's the last question? What do you drink if you're out with friends who are drinking? I've talked about this already. Depending on the person you ask, people have different answers. Some people, they drink club soda, or you can drink soda or a chaser of some sort. So you don't have to get anything new, and you guys can still like drink together technically. Whatever your favorite drink is, you can bring your own. I like to drink coffee to keep my energy up when I'm around my friends, also because, when you hang out and you go out and stuff, you stay out late. I prefer to be able to stay awake, which is surprisingly more difficult than you'd think, staying awake till 2 a.m. dancing to your friends. It quite tires you, actually. So I like to drink coffee or a matcha. I like to make a matcha beforehand, drink a matcha. There are a lot of different options. I think people don't really give credit to all of the things you can drink. You could drink juice, anything that you feel comfortable drinking. The truth is there's endless choices, but me personally, I really enjoy just drinking coffee to keep up energy. I think there's always a way, there's always an option, there's always a choice. You just have to figure out what you like. But yeah, that was the last question that you guys asked me. Thank you for those who participated, and thank you for those who wanted this video. I actually really enjoyed filming this. I've been thinking about filming this for a little while, and I asked you guys to send me questions a while ago, but I just haven't gotten around to filming. But I finally did it at now 1 o'clock in the morning. I hope that I answered some of your questions, and if you guys would like to know more, you have more questions, you can comment down below and I can answer them for you. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope I get to see you guys next time. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, thank you for watching. Good morning, good night.